funny, or at least sit there and have a laugh, whatever works for you. You are watching WeThePeople.wtf, the comedy game show that finds the funny in the frightening and puts a few extra bucks in your pocket while doing it. I'm your host, Kiki Andersen. There's $1,000 sweepstakes on the line right now, so keep watching to find out how you can win $1,000. For now, without further ado, let me introduce the brilliant comedians keeping me company today. First up, he's a regular panelist on NPR's Wait, Don't Tell Me, a recurring guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. It's Alonzo Bodden. Thank you so much for joining us, Alonzo.
Thank you.
What's on your mind today?
I am pretty sure I'm the only person who can say that I've done NPR and the Rogan podcast. So that's about as far apart as two things could be, and I've enjoyed both of them for different reasons. But yeah, I'm doing okay today. I've been traveling all weekend. It's happy to say that it appears the TSA is getting back to normal. Not any super long lines or anything, just the usual incompetence. As in Baltimore Airport, put everything in a bin. You don't have any bins. We know. Okay, we're back to normal. I like it.
As somebody from Baltimore, I'm taking that personally. You know, we
buy them more bins.
That's good. I'm glad to see that now they're just stopping and frisking people at the airport and not pointing guns at them. Great. Alonzo, thanks for joining us. She's performed all over the country. She hosts the hilarious TikTok horror discussion channel Cills. It's Philadelphia's Kirsten Michelle Cills. Thank you for joining us, Kirsten. How are you feeling today?
I am feeling actually much better now that I just heard Alonzo confirm that about TSA, because I'm about to go on the road a little bit. I have to fly, and I'm really happy to hear that because it's been giving me stomach ulcers thinking about waiting in these lines these last few weeks. So yeah, doing good. Good.
Glad to hear it. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck on the road, on your trips. Finally, she's toured internationally with her critically acclaimed one-woman show, The Oldest Profession, about 10,000 years of sex work history. It's Kaytlin Bailey. Kaytlin, thanks so much for joining us. How are you feeling today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here. I did just learn that Minneapolis sex workers have recently organized a gun club, which feels like both a sexual fantasy and also not a great sign. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, that sounds like it's someone's kink. Wow, gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna listen to that podcast episode next. That's crazy. Hang in there, Minneapolis. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the contest, the thing we came here to do. Contestants, we've asked you to submit your picks for the perfect protest signs. So let's go ahead and we'll start with you this time, Kaytlin. Kaytlin, what sign did you bring in today?
So I study sex worker history. This is something that is often on my mind. I really enjoyed this sign. It is on plain cardboard and it says, "Don't make me repeat myself, signed history." They say that people that don't know their history are doomed to repeat it. And what I have found is that people who do know their history are doomed to sound shrill and annoying at dinner parties. I can't tell you how many people that I've just cornered with the unfortunate things that I know about pattern recognition and what's happening next. It's tragic to watch this play out. Knowing more doesn't make me feel better. I wish that any of our elected officials or people in power would pick up a goddamn history book. But in the interim, we can just keep screaming into the void if that helps.
It always does somehow.
It's cathartic. I don't know. I do love the idea that history is like...
Yeah, like personified, and it's like so fucking over. It's like, how many times do we have to tell these bitches?
Over and over and over again.
Yeah, life keeps sending you the same lesson.
Eliminating the problem by just eliminating history. We'll just take it out. Just rewrite it, redact the textbooks. I think the new history textbooks are only 3 pages long, I think.
Is it just, like white rich dudes write about everything the whole time? Next lesson? Is that?
Yeah.
Cool. Love that. Great.
Yeah, I like that it's on cardboard because they recycled, and that what is a better metaphor for history?
It actually reminds me. Do you guys remember having to cover our textbooks with the grocery store cardboard paper? You guys remember? Yeah, that's it's got that kind of vibe. Very arts and crafts. Very. Yeah.
I like that the guy in the blue shirt with the hat looks like a history teacher.
He does. Yeah.
He looks like Tom
definitely-
Hanks.
He's like, oh, I'll tell you. I'll teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who knows too many facts.
Kaytlin, I never would have guessed you'd be old enough to remember covering a book with a grocery bag. Look at you. You have
Bless
been
you.
studying history.
Listen, good lighting, sir. I don't know what to tell you.
We come here for the civic duty and the compliments. That's what we do here on WeThePeople.wtf. Kaytlin, thank you so much. Kirsten, we'll move on to your sign. What did you bring in today?
Yeah, so my sign, I think, raises a question immediately, which is, what does the sign say? Because in a lot of ways, it says so much by saying so little. This sign was so clearly made and scribbled by this child herself. And when you get something like this and you think about how a child managed to come up with something that was so brave and yet so simple, right? She sat down, she put pen to paper more than any adults ever really do, right? She put crayon to cardboard, rather. And she really put down whatever it is that she was feeling passionate about, and she decided to hold it up loud and proud. And I think that's beautiful in itself. But I think it's eclectic. I think it's right up to the edge, like right up to the line without crossing it, you know? And I think it's beautiful because it's up to us to decide what it says. And I think we can tell by the way that she's looking right at the camera that she's done. Like, whatever was her breaking point was big, and she's sort of going through it right now. But I just really appreciate that her parents nurtured that and said, you know what, whatever you're feeling, let's draw it down. And she said, I'm going to hold it loud and proud. And that's the kind of child that I want to see in the future.
Something about this sign to me just says gay rights, you know?
It is a gay sign. I can't explain it, but it is gay. Yeah. And it also
It's the
feels like
outfit.
there's 9/11 undertones. Like, you can tell she has a statement to say, you know, like I can't explain it, but you know it when you see it. And I can tell it's politically charged, you know?
Yeah, if you look really closely, it says Epstein is alive and overseas. That's what it says.
Oh my God. Yeah. I do see that. Yeah. And it says jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Do you see that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I both love and hate the fact that we've reached a point 2-year-olds are writing protest signs.
And making pretty good points. Like, I would
Pretty
feel
good point,
much
yeah.
more comfortable following this young woman into the future than with anyone in charge right now.
Exactly, because you look at it and you read it and you just go, I literally hadn't thought about it like that until she put it down on paper. And then you go, actually, beautiful. Like, there has to be those thought leaders of our generation, and I love that it's her from such a young age, you know?
She took time from being an iPad baby to create.
Yeah, she went
She probably
old
touched
school.
cardboard for the first time.
Crayon
Yeah.
and cardboard. I love it.
I love it. What a great choice. Thank you, Kirsten. Last but not least, Alonzo, what'd you bring in today?
I brought you The Onion. I've been saying definitely for the past 2 years, if not longer, writing for The Onion has to be the most difficult job in comedy because it is impossible to satirize what's really happening. You can't, there's nothing you can make up that isn't believable. Yes, we did change the Defense Department's name to the War Department, and the TV host in charge is the Secretary of War, and as we attack Iran, he says, this is not a war. You can't make any of this up. It is all just unbelievable. The world we're living in is unbelievably stupid, impossible to satirize, and these poor writers at The Onion have to try to make it funny every day, because we're living it. There's no doubt we are living in some parallel universe where The Onion has replaced the New York Times as the paper of record, and the New York Times is hilarious. How about that?
Alonzo, I hadn't thought about that. You know, there are so many people suffering under the Trump administration, and I hadn't thought, you're right, these poor satirists. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, you're so
That's
right.
real.
And also, at what point are they like frontline workers? At what point are they first responders when you think about it? You know, the people who write for The Onion, because they have to be on the front lines every day. And it's funny you say that, Alonzo, because I thought that I had like that real, like, it's such a concise moment that it felt like it was an Onion article or like a joke. Punchline was the Gulf of America change. Like, that I thought was like, that reads like it would have been an Onion article maybe 5 years ago. Like, that's the joke. He's going to turn it into the Gulf of America instead of the Gulf of Mexico. And I bet you the Onion article people probably already had one written like that. And they were like, fuck, he actually did it.
Yeah, we're going to change the name of the Kennedy Center and invite Kid Rock. Yeah, and they're writing, as they're writing the joke, they're like, you're not going to believe this, but how many times has an Onion writer heard from his or her editor, you're not going to believe this?
Truly. I mean, how do you compete? It's just word salad all the time. Hey, it's Easter. Guess what the president tweeted?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the fact that millions of people followed him as they tell the Pope he was wrong about religion. Yeah, what would the Pope know about the Bible? We got little baby hands Trump.
Oh my God. And I do appreciate the simplicity of the sign. Just a serene green color. Like, yeah. I'm tired. I'm not going to put any decorations, any glitter. I'm just tired.
Idiocracy was not supposed to be a documentary.
I feel that's so hard.
Well, guys, these are all great choices. I'm having a hard time picking one because I appreciate how clever they all are. I appreciate the Onion article. I appreciate the history one. And I appreciate the kid one. I got to pick one. I got to go with the kid one. Because how can you not choose the future of America? And it says so much with so little. And I don't think we've had a kid win before on this show. And so the kid wins. But you guys all did great. It was very thoughtful answers. And I appreciate how funny you all are.
In the future, if we're not living in caves, they're going to ask, when did it all change? And we'll be like, when the babies got mad.
Yeah.
That was the tipping point, when the babies got mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When they start to be able to be like, yeah, around like 9 months is when they should start putting truth to power. You're like, oh, already? Really?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, we want to know which sign you picked at home. If you're watching, this is how you win $1,000. Go to WeThePeople.wtf and register with your email, and you'll get to vote on your favorite citizen protest sign. That enters you to win $1,000. Again, that's WeThePeople.wtf. Also, drop a comment below. Keep the conversation going. Smash that subscribe button and follow WeThePeople.wtf on all platforms. Follow our hilarious guests, Kirsten, Kaytlin, Alonzo. Go see them live. Have an experience. Get off Reddit. Stop watching AI slop on Instagram. Go enjoy life as a human while we still can. Please, please, please follow our comedians and follow us. I'm Kiki Andersen. Thanks for watching WeThePeople.wtf. Bye-bye.